Okay,
Hello.
welcome. This is Dr. Bear, the doctor at Wall Street. This is a financial assistant app. So basically, we are here and we will give real-time data on everything finance, real-time data on everything that's going on. So there's a chatbot that we've made alongside it. So let's say now we want news on some particular company. All right, so we have news on, let's say, Pfizer vaccine and we want to invest on it. Here are the several offers. So from here, if you want to invest, you can see that there's also a sentiment given associated with the vaccine, associated with the news that we get. And we can read more, check out any news link. And this is specifically for investing because when we invest, we need background on a company. We need the latest background on a company. And let's say now we want to search for Reddit. So now it asks which company you want. Let's say Google. Google is a great company, and we want to find out how it's doing. So this is going to scrape real time or call any API, but this is all happening in real time. We have tried to make it as fast as possible because it will go to multiple subreddits. You can see here. It will talk. There are many sentiments associated with it. We have weighted the neutral sentiment higher because neutral conversations are more likely to be helpful. But you can read through, and these are all the latest tweets, so you can latest comments, so you can read through them and get a better idea of what's happening. This is a Dialogflow chatbot, and all of this is happening through multiple wrappers and APIs in Python. Now let's see, want to see Tesla on Twitter. It takes just a very little amount of time, considering the fact that it's going to fetch a lot of data. So it has started bringing in data. It's already there on the chat, and now this is all embedded. So all these tweets are directly going to be embedded on this side. The purpose of the chatbot is to be highly extensible and it's highly flexible, so it can add in a lot of features, lots of sites. So here you can see the latest tweets about Tesla. So our application is primarily for the purpose of acting as a financial assistant, looking at what's the latest on anything that's happening. And as you can see, there are lots of tweets on anything, and there's a sentiment associated with it. We'll talk more about the model and how we do the sentiment analysis. Now let's go to our GitHub README. So we've made a logo, and this is our app or our idea. We see huge potential with the idea, and we can go down and see. This is a model of how it's going to work. It goes to the API, it calls in data, and the data comes back to an NLP model, which puts in a sentiment, and that comes back to our chatbot. Now, obviously, this is a very abstracted diagram. So let's see. This is a web application, and now this is the model of our sentiment analysis. And my friend will talk about it.
Okay, so the model I have used here is known as DistilBERT. It's a transformer type of model, and it's distilled. And what that means is that the model is actually very small as compared to huge models produced by NVIDIA or Google. This is just 66 million neurons or 66 million parameters, which is very small for a powerful neural network such as this. It's able to capture the accuracy of big models while being small in nature. Now, the reason why it's very small is so that the sentiment analysis is very quick. We don't want to waste any time running those sentences through a huge model. Instead, we have this distilled, small, compact, and fast version of a model which produces 86% accuracy and gives the results very quickly. So yeah, that's the idea of using DistilBERT.
Yeah, now we can look at the code itself to get a better idea of how we have documented the entire process.
We will first show you the backend. We created the backend using a API we created in Flask. So here is the chat backend point. We have documented it extensively. And so what the front end app does is sends a post request to our API, and our API processes the request. It takes the input, processes it on diagonal flow as shown here, and then gets the company response and the source, and then does extensive analysis on it. It scrapes data, does extensive sentiment analysis on it, and returns the source and data to present. So this was our API endpoint, and then we have our here is our dialog flow. This is just an abstraction of the dialog flow Python SDK, which we also have documented properly. Then we have our scraping models. We have 3 scraping models. One is a news scraping model, which scrapes news from the news API, and we have a Reddit scraper, which scrapes from push shift API and Twitter from Twint. We also have a predict. Here is our prediction model, which is also extensively documented. You can have it uses as we talked about, distilled BERT model. This was our backend, and our front end was written in Flask. In React. You can check the components. We have also extensively documented this also, as you can see. Mayank?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.